Hi, and welcome to our 2017 Lazy Law Student's Guide to Lexis. This training focuses on a lot of tips, tricks, and tools that Lexis has to make your class prep and research easier and more efficient, to make your career prep more efficient, and also to help with bar prep and kind of checking on all those addresses that you have to have for your bar packet. So it's broken into those three sections. And the first one that we're going to start with is tools for class prep and research. The biggest tool that you actually have is the search box itself. And that's because typing anything into it, you can use it to find sources, you can use it to obviously go to a particular citation, you can use it to shepherdise, and it's really simple. All you have to do is start to type in the topic or the citation, and the word wheel will try and make suggestions. So let's say you're looking for a statute. You can type in United States Code, and you're going to see that show up here. Clicking on that table of contents icon will take you right to the table of contents for the USC, and then you can actually just search it from there to find your statute. That also works for any other state. So you could type in Mississippi statute, and you'll see the code show up there. Even if it's not called code annotated, like New York statute, you can do that, and you'll see their code service show up there. And then you can always search the table of contents through that table of contents icon. Same thing for case law. So let's say we type in Obergefell, or we start to type it in. You're going to see it show up there in the word wheel, and clicking on it is going to take you right to that document. So let's go ahead and take a look at Obergefell so that we can look at some of the other features that are helpful in your research. Okay, so one of the big things that we focused on since you guys were 1Ls is the case summary. So remember, your case summary is going to give you that overview and the outcome. Your head notes are going to give you the rules of law from the case. And then you have a couple of options when it comes to head notes. Remember that you can shepherdize by head note, and that's going to give you every other case that's ever cited to this particular head note. Notice that you also have these categories up here at the top of each head note, and those are going to go from broad to narrow based on what the head note actually details. But you can actually click Get Documents to find additional resources for that particular category. So don't overlook those. So you've got your head notes there at the top. One of the really helpful features in cases is the About This Document section. So you've got that on the right-hand side. And this is where you're going to find court briefs. So you're going to get all 179 briefs that were filed for the Obergefell case. Related documents, so any other versions of the opinion. This is new. Something that we've recently added is this link to find references to this case. So if you click on Find References to this case, it's going to search every other category on Lexis for references to the Obergefell case. So you're going to see you've got every category listed here, and these are all of the things that have reference to Obergefell. So that's a really helpful feature that we've kind of added just this year, actually. One of the other things that's on here is the topic summary reports. So topic summary reports break down every topic addressed in the opinion. And when you click View Reports, you will see those topics, in this case, substantive due process. And you get this great breakdown of substantive due process. So you're going to get the definition of whatever the topic is, seminal cases, elements, statutes or rules, so where does it come from, in this case, the Constitution, secondary sources, and the burden of proof and standard of review. So all of this is in one document, and if the opinion talks about more than one topic, then you're going to get multiple links to topic summary reports from the opinion itself. So it's a really helpful resource because it's going to explain a topic and give you links to lots of other relevant information. And it's going to be on the right-hand side under About This Document. The next thing that I want to point out is the legal issue trail. So the legal issue trail, when you click Activate Passages, it puts this purple dotted line box around each legal issue in the opinion that cites to case law. So we're going to see some of these have head notes and some of these don't. If there's a head note, remember that you can actually shepherdize by head note in addition to using the legal issue trail. But if not, maybe we want to take a look at this issue in particular. So if we click on the box that contains the legal issue, it's going to open up a new screen and show us Here's what Obergefell cited to for this particular legal issue. So it cited to Romer and Bowers. And then the following cases have since cited to Obergefell for the exact same legal issue. So without even having to shepherdize, you get a list of case law that talks about the legal issue that you're interested in. And all you have to do to activate that feature is to go on the right-hand side under About This Document and activate passages under the legal issue trail. So About This Document is a really helpful and relevant section that's in every single opinion. You just have to take a look at the resources that are in there. So don't forget about your case summaries, your headnotes, shepardizing by headnotes, topic summary reports, and the legal issue trail. And the new feature, Find References to this case. All of those are going to lead you to additional authority, which can give you a leg up when you're starting your research and make it a little bit more efficient. One of the other things that I want to point out, on the right-hand side of the case, at the very top, you've got your Shepherd's preview box. And that's going to show you that there are 221 opinions that have cited to Obergefell. And of those, 26 are cautionary, so we'd want to take a look at those and see, are they criticizing or distinguishing the opinion? 46 are positive, and then the remainder are just neutral. So you can go directly to any of that authority just by clicking the link, or you can shepherdize the full document and take a look at the entire Shepherd's report. You also have the option to go to other citing sources. And remember that other citing sources are everything that's not an opinion. So these are going to be all of your statutes, your treatises, your secondary materials, your briefs or motions that cite to Obergefell. All of that is going to be available under other citing sources. All of your opinions will be available under citing decisions. One of the new features that we've added this year is this thing up here at the top. So in every case, 2003 to the present, if it contains negative or positive authority, so the orange question symbol, the yellow triangle, the green plus sign, or the red stop sign, you're going to see this new feature on the Shepherd's preview box that says reasons for the Shepherd signal. And if you click that View the Top Citing Passage, it's going to show you that this is the passage that has the strongest influence on the overall Shepherd's report. So it's a really fast way for you to kind of find out, why is that signal there? What is that signal telling us? It's without even having to go in and dig through the case law and read it for yourself. It's going to give you the most relevant citing passage that's generating that yellow triangle. So it's a new feature. I think it'll save you guys a lot of time. It's kind of a game changer in terms of shepardizing. So pay attention to that when you see it on case law. Okay, so in a nutshell, those are some of the most helpful features that I think we have for researching your case law. One other thing that I do want to point out, don't forget that you have the Browse button up here at the top. And the Browse button is particularly helpful if you're looking for sources, which we'll actually use in just a little bit, or topics. So let's say you're researching something for family law, and you're not really sure what search terms to type into the box. Browse by topics is going to allow you to break down each section of family law and each subtopic in family law until you get to what you're looking for. So maybe we're focusing on child support. And within child support, particularly, maybe we are looking for just a general overview. So we drill down to the most narrow subtopic that we can get to, and then we click Get Documents. And it's going to run a search without us ever having to type anything into the search box. We're going to get all kinds of information back on child support in family law. And you can see it searches every single category. So we've got results all across our categories on the left-hand side. So this is a great kind of backdoor way. If you're not sure what exactly to type into the box, see if you can find your category and subcategory under Browse Topics, and it's going to give you a chance to get to it that way. So while we're up here, let's move to tools for your career. So one of the big tools that we have, if you click that drop-down arrow under Lexis Advanced Research, is the Litigation Profile Suite. And Litigation Profile Suite is going to allow you to look up attorneys or judges that you're interested in and access their background, email, address, practice areas, and even cases that they've worked on, all in one place. So you can type in the name of an attorney and then click search. And then you can just narrow down to the particular attorney that you're looking for. And it's going to give you their specialties, their law firm, where they went to school, the courts that they're admitted to, their address, their telephone number, their email. It'll break down the cases that they've worked on based on jurisdiction. So Charles actually does most of his work, surprisingly, in New York Eastern Division. It's going to give you cases by resolution. So it looks like a lot of settlements. You're going to get dockets that he's been listed on, jury verdicts and settlements, and even cases that he has participated in. So you can do the same thing for judges as well. If he's been mentioned in the news, you can look at some of that. If he's authored any secondary materials, you can take a look at that. So this is a great way to kind of get information either on the people that you're going to meet in terms of an interview, or maybe people that you want to reach out to for networking purposes. Obviously, when you're in practice, this is a great way to kind of see what's what in terms of the work that a judge does, or your fellow attorneys, opposing counsel, that kind of thing. So that's the Litigation Profile Suite. The next thing that I want to talk to you guys about is back in the Research menu. So we're going to click on Research. And it's the Briefs, Pleadings, and Motions tab. So this is going to allow you pretty much unfettered access to documents that have actually been filed in court, and it's going to allow you to use them as a template when you're drafting your own. So all you have to do is type in your topic or your subject matter into the search box, and then click on the Briefs, Pleadings, and Motions tab. So let's say you are looking for a motion for summary judgment in a slip and fall case. So all we have to type in is slip and fall, because that's really our category. And then over here on the left, we're going to click on Briefs, Pleadings, and Motions. And then we're going to narrow down on the left-hand side using our filters. So it's a motion, because we're looking for a motion for summary judgment. And then we can even be a little bit more specific and type in motion for summary judgment into our search within results box. So now we have this whole list of motions for summary judgment in slip and fall cases. And obviously, if you want to be even more specific, you can go ahead and narrow to your particular jurisdiction. So let's narrow to the Sixth Circuit. And now we've got lots of examples that have been filed in the Sixth Circuit in slip and fall cases. So we can open up any one of these, and we're going to see kind of how that motion was formatted, what were some of the arguments that were used. You're going to get links to the related court materials, so expert witness testimony, other motions that were filed, and the opinion itself. Expert materials are also there. And then you have the option to see the original source image, which is the PDF of this document when it was filed in the Sixth Circuit. So you can kind of go through and see what it looks like with the headings and everything in it the way that it's kind of supposed to be. And obviously you can do this for briefs, you can do this for pleadings, you can do this for any kind of motion, and in a second we'll talk about how to do it for forms. So using this is a great place to go to kind of see a template, especially if it's subject matter that you aren't really comfortable with or haven't worked on a lot. Take a look at other people's briefs, pleadings, and motions and use those as an example. Similarly, you can use the Forms tab to find forms that you're looking for. So let's say you are clerking this summer and you are asked to draft a request for production of documents and you have no idea what that looks like. We can use the Forms tab to find a sample for that. So all we have to do is in the search box type in request for production of documents, click search, and then on the left-hand side, you're going to click on Forms. And then again, we can go over here on the left and be even more specific. So it's a request for production of documents. We'll click on Request. And scroll down, we could narrow again to a particular jurisdiction. Let's narrow to Tennessee. So a lot of these are generic, which is really helpful. So we can kind of open that up and take a look at the form in the particular jurisdiction that we're practicing in. And we can see all of the fill in the blanks and what we're supposed to include in that jurisdiction. Remember, you can always print, or we can download this document as a Word or PDF or WordPerfect document and then fill in the blanks ourselves in that document. So this is another great place to go to find those forms that you need, and we have forms on everything from elder law to family law to criminal law to workers' compensation. So whatever you can think of, type it into the search box and click on that Forms tab. One of the other new, kind of more modern areas that you can go to find forms is Lexis Practice Advisor. So in that research drop-down menu, you're going to see Lexis Practice Advisor here. It's third from the bottom. And when we click on it, you're going to see that this is for transactional law, and currently it's in these different practice areas, most of them being business and commercial. But the great thing about Lexis Practice Advisor is that it is constantly updated by attorneys who practice in these fields and are experts on this subject matter. The forms are real-time fill in the blank, which I'll show you in a second, and it also is going to include practice guidance and checklists of things that you need to consider when you're drafting these forms or working on this type of information, and all of it's in one place. So let's take a look at real estate as an example. So when you click on the practice area, you're going to get all of the different topics. You're going to get recent news in that particular area, and you can even go and visit the Author Center to kind of see who it is that's drafting these documents. But let's say that you have been asked to draft a sublease agreement. So we'll scroll down here to sublease. So we'll click on sublease agreement. And then you're going to see you get this snapshot. So you've got the forms themselves, you've got practice notes or things that you need to consider when you're doing these particular types of transactional drafting documents. You've got articles, you've got relevant secondary materials, you've got relevant cases. Your relevant secondary materials are definitely going to be on point. That one's particularly helpful. And then you even have relevant statutes and legislation. And with the forms, all you have to do is click on it, and you're going to see that you've got a place to just fill it in as you go. So you can sit there and you could type it in and click apply, and it's going to go ahead and edit that document right inside Lexis for you. And then you can print it right from Lexis. Again, you can always download it as well and work on it on your own in Word or WordPerfect. But you're also going to have drafting notes and alternate and optional clauses out to the right-hand side. It'll tell you the last time this form was updated, and it gives you everything you need for drafting this document. More firms in the last year have purchased Lexis Practice Advisor than probably any other tool that we have, mainly because it's so helpful to them when new associates come on board. Because when you join a firm, a lot of times we don't have the drafting experience that's necessary to do transactional work. And Lexis Practice Advisor takes the work out of it. So it's going to lead you by the hand, it's going to give you this form, it's going to give you those practice notes, and everything that you need is kind of all in one place. So I'm definitely going to encourage you guys, while you have this free access to this tool, learn how it works and how to use it so that when you get to a firm and you see that they have Lexis Practice Advisor, you'll already know what you're doing. Okay, so the last tool that I want to tell you about in terms of career prep is Brief Check. So Brief Check is in that research drop-down menu, and all you have to do is upload a Word document, an RTF, text, or WordPerfect document, and then you basically go through the wizard up here at the top. So what Brief Check will do is check all of your quotations. It'll review all of your citations for content to make sure that you've included the year and the court. This would work for motions or briefs, anything where you have even a memo, text, no footnotes, but text within the document itself. And it'll even check your shepherd signals to make sure that everything is up to date there. With your quotes, it'll give you the paragraph that the quote appears in, so you can make sure that it's being used in the correct context. And you can kind of go through and customize each one of those tabs. At the end, you have the option to download, email, print, or actually even save your report to a folder on Lexis. And then you can go through and make sure that your document is as accurate as possible. So this is free. It works with all of these document formats. It's super easy to use. You can request up to 600, so you can basically check up to 600 citations with Brief Check. And it's just a really incredible tool. We rolled this out at the very end of last year. So this is one of those things that I think you guys would benefit greatly from. It's very helpful for validating the things that you've worked on and drafted and spent so much time and energy on. So take a look. It's just in that research drop-down menu up there at the top. Okay, so let's move to those tools for bar prep or clinic work that I talked to you about. You guys have access to Lexis's 10 billion public records. So if you click on public records in the research drop-down menu, that's going to give you all of our unregulated public record information. So even though your public record access isn't quite as extensive as what you'd probably see in a law firm, you guys have access to so much information. And the great thing about this is stuff that you're not going to be able to find on Google. It's public record, but it's not something that Google would have. So this is really helpful for tracking down witnesses, for looking at criminal records, judgment and liens, marriage and divorce, bankruptcy filings. You can locate businesses and see their corporation filings, UCC code filings, and then you've even got licenses on here, real property, property history. So all you have to do to find your addresses is click Locate a Person nationwide. My best tip for you is to actually use less information rather than being more specific. So maybe just put in first name, last name, date of birth, and possibly the state that you're interested in. If you've lived in lots of different states, then I'd probably leave all available states. I've only ever lived in Tennessee. So don't put in your social, don't put in your street address. Be kind of not vague, but put in less information. It just makes it work better. One of the other things that I want to point out is that you've got this coverage link up here at the top, which is going to show what we have and how far back it goes for each state. And if you click on the state, it's going to show you the counties that are available as well. The other thing that we have is this little information button. And again, that's going to show you kind of what content we have and what's available. And that coverage link and the little information button is available in each category of public record. So you want to take a look at both of those. So once you've got your information in here, you can click search. It's going to run across all of our different categories. So that's me up there at the top. So you can open it up and you're going to see current address, prior addresses, property history, loan information, professional licenses, all that good stuff. All kinds of stuff that's on here that's public record. It can be a little scary, but there it is. After your addresses are about 10 years old or so, they might drop off of this. So if you would like a more complete public records package, please email me so that I can get you what we call a public record disclosure form. It's free. It takes about 2 weeks. You send it to our Risk Analysis Center in Dayton, and they will compile all of the information that they have, and it's a lot of stuff, and send it back to you. So if you need more extensive information on yourself or someone that you have custody of, so a minor, or someone that you have power of attorney for, please let me know, and I'm happy to get you that information. But your public records is free to you guys. It's pretty amazing, all the stuff that you can check. So if you're in a clinic or you are working pro bono, you can use this tool and kind of take a look at everything that you have at your disposal. So if you have questions, please let me know. Okay, so the very last thing that I want to show you, let's go back to Lexis Advanced Research. This is just for fun. You guys have access to thousands of news sources for free. So some of the big ones are the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, Billboard, the Oprah Magazine, PBS NewsHour, Cosmopolitan is on here. You also have the AP Wire, you have Politico, The Atlantic, so many sources that you guys can look at every single day for free, and they are updated daily if it is a daily news source. So all you have to do to find those is click Browse Sources, and then type in the title into the search box. So we'll type in New York Times. Click search. You'll see it show up in the list here. And then all you have to do is click Get Documents. And you're going to get newest to oldest New York Times. So these are today's articles from the New York Times. So you can scroll down and you can read all of those for free. There's no limit. There's nothing special that you need to do. You just get on there and take a look. And you can do that with any news publication that you can think of. If it's on here, you guys can read it for free. And we have thousands. So take a look. It's kind of fun. It's something that you can do, to stay caught up on what's going on in the world, and you can do it for free on Lexis. Okay, so that is it. If you have any questions, please let me know. To get your 400 points, email me and just tell me what your favorite part of this video was. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you soon.